Get ready to decorate some Easter cookies with Well Hello Cookie. Let's get those kits out. You should have 6 cookies, some sprinkles, some little black pearl eyeballs, and 4 bags of icing. Of this video, let's grab our grown-ups. We're going to massage these icing bags before we cut them. If you don't have a grown-up around you right now, go ahead and call your grown-up, whether it's your mom, dad, uncle, and have them come and help you and massage these bags. We're going to make sure that the icing ingredients are too separated. Then we are also going to cut these bags, and if you are a kid watching this video, I do not want you using scissors. So make sure that your grown-up is close by and they are going to help you cut. Let's get all of your materials out and get ready to decorate these cookies. You're going to have a wooden scribe. This helps you move your icing around. And then we're going to have a worksheet in here, and we're going to practice how to use the icing before we start decorating cookies. Don't forget a napkin, and you can also grab an extra one from your grown-up if you think you're going to need it. If you're the grown-up watching, make sure to grab a pair of scissors, and I'm going to teach you how to cut this bag real quick. You're going to want to make sure the seam is facing up, and then you're going to cut a little bit of the tip off. Remember, we can always cut more. If you cut too much, you can also use a Ziploc bag and use it the same way as these tipless bags. Once I cut this tip off, I'm going to look for that piece of plastic. There's nothing worse than it ending up in a cookie, so make sure that you go ahead and grab it, brush it off, and we can get ready to decorate. You can go ahead and cut all the bags for them if you want them to continue this video on their own. First thing I'm going to show you is pressure. When I press on my bag, icing comes out, and that means I'm putting pressure. So we are going to practice on these sheets. When I'm holding my icing bag, I'm holding it from the very top, and I'm squeezing the bag to make the icing come out, and that is applying pressure, and I'm able to decorate these lines. Now we're going to practice on these squiggly lines. So whenever I'm doing loops, I just slightly move my wrist up and down when I'm doing the loops or the wavy lines. That helps me keep the icing on top of the lines. But I always want to tell you, it doesn't have to be perfect. You are going to create cookies that are works of art that are important to you, but it doesn't need to look perfect. Anything you create is going to look amazing. This is just us practicing on a piece of paper so you know how to use the icing. If you are doing any circles, if you are right-handed, you're going to go counterclockwise. If you are left-handed, you're going to go clockwise. This helps us see where the icing is falling when we're decorating in circles. So I'm right-handed, and I'm going to lift my bag, and I'm going to go counterclockwise and have the icing fall down on those black lines. Again, it does not need to be perfect. You're doing an awesome job, so don't get frustrated with it. Just try your best, and that's all you can do. Next, we're going to work on our hearts, and I like to start in the middle and do one side and then go back to the middle and do the other side. That way I can make sure that they are as even as possible. Remember, you can pause this video anytime that you need to. And the first thing we're going to work on is the carrots. I'm going to show you 2 different ways to do these carrots, but if you do not like one of the styles, you can do it any way you want. First, we're going to find that little crease, and we're going to do the line straight across on both of the carrots. Now, one carrot, we're going to make a whole salad piece, and the other carrot, we're going to make little individual sections. So on the first carrot, I'm going to outline the whole outside of the top of the carrot. On the second carrot, I'm going to start at the dips, and I'm going to draw a line straight down. And this is going to be my way of creating the different carrot leaves as little individual pieces. Then I go back and I put the hats on them so that they connect. And I'm only going to fill out 2 sections. So pay attention to which 2 sections I fill out. I'm going to fill out the section that is on the far left. I'm going to skip a section and then I'm going to fill out the other one. The reason why I do this is because we want it to look like multiple sections of leaves. And the only way to do that is to allow one section to dry for a little bit. So then I grab my scribe and I just move the icing around. Remember, the scribe is your wooden tool that you're using to help move icing. Then next we're going to pull the other carrot down and we're going to fill in that whole top so it looks like it's one piece of the carrot that's just green. Once you're done filling in this area, you can use your wooden tool to move the icing around to get it all the way to the edge. You can see that I didn't fill in every single spot and I'm using that scribe tool to move my icing to get all of the different areas of the cookie. When you're done with this cookie, we're going to push it aside. You don't want to leave your cookie where your hand can actually accidentally bump it. So go ahead and move it away. Then we're going to grab an egg cookie. This is going to be a lot of fun because we also are going to use some of our sprinkles this time. I have not cut all of my bags, but your grown-ups should have cut all of your bags by now. If all of your bags are not cut, give your grown-up a call. Tell them to come in and help you cut the rest of your bags, but your bags should already be cut. I'm just cutting mine now. You can watch me decorate this cookie first before you actually do it and then hit pause and go back. But remember, these cookies are your cookies. If you don't want to use the same colors I'm using, that's perfectly okay. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm outlining my cookie with green icing. It's going to be a green Easter egg and I'm going to use some sprinkles. Once I outline the outside of my cookie, I'm going to go in and I'm going to squeeze harder on my bag and I'm going to fill in the inside of my cookie. I'm not going to fill it in all the way. I'm going to use my wooden tool, the scribe, to push the icing to the sides. That way I can make sure that my cookie isn't too full and the icing doesn't spill over it. I always like to grab a napkin after I'm done using my wooden tool. So I'm going to fill in these last little pieces of my egg. It's nice and covered. And then I'm going to grab a napkin and I'm going to wipe off the green because I don't want the green to mix with anything else. After I wipe off my wooden tool, I'm going to grab 2 colors. I'm going to grab pink and I'm going to grab orange. I'm going to make 2 lines towards the bottom of my egg. You see how low that I'm going on my egg? I don't want the lines too high. Then I'm going to take the pink and I'm going to put 2 more lines. I'm going to put the first pink line in between the 2 orange lines and then the second one below the lower orange line. Then I'm going to grab my wooden tool and we're going to do something really cool. I'm going to drag from the orange line down and then I'm going to go from the bottom pink line up. And it makes kind of a zigzag pattern in my cookie. Then my daughter is going to help me out here and we are going to put some sprinkles on the top of this egg. But wait, before you do that, ask your grown-up for a plate. Put the cookie on a plate when you're doing sprinkles. That helps reduce the mess. So then we are going to put sprinkles on top. I'm going to load them on there so we have lots of sprinkles. I like to have it a little bit crunchy, but I'm not going to cover the lines that are at the bottom of my egg because I still want to see that design, but I wanted some colorful Easter sprinkles to go on top of my cookie. Now let's grab your big bunny head. You're gonna need your two little black pearl eyes and your bunny, and we are gonna start decorating this. You're gonna need two colors, white and pink for this one. So for the white, we're gonna do something first to start off where the pink in the ears is gonna go. Oops, I got some green on my icing bag, so I'm gonna clean that off. Again, I'm putting some pressure on my bag to make sure my icing is coming out. So I'm gonna go to the first bunny ear on the inside, and I'm gonna make a half smiley face. Then I'm going to make another half smiley face connecting. That way I have little holes for where my pink and my bunny ears is going. Now remember, this doesn't have to be perfect. Just do the best you can. Then I'm going to outline this bunny. And once I have the entire bunny outlined, I'm going to fill in everything except for those two whole sections. I'm going to leave those to be pink. So let's continue to outline the bunny and then we will fill it in. Now you're going to grab your wooden scribe and you're going to use it to work your icing around so that you can fill up all of those holes. You'll still see me put some more white icing on here so that way I can keep building it up. Once I'm done with my white icing, I'm going to fill in my ears with pink, and then I'm going to take my two little black pearls and I'm going to make them into the eyes by dropping them on the icing. Now you want to be careful when you get to that part because you want to put them close to where you want the eyes to be. If you are too nervous, you can definitely have your grown-up do this. You can also use your wooden tool to help move the eyes. But for right now, let's fill in the white, fill in the ears, then you're going to put the eyes on. Now we have our bunny done. Look how cute that bunny is. So don't pick up your cookies like this. I don't want you to accidentally drop them, but I want you to have a better view of what I'm doing. So since we're doing bunnies, let's go ahead and get the other bunny. There's a couple of ways to do this bunny, but I'm going to show you one way and I'll explain the others. So first we are going to outline this entire bunny with white as well. So go ahead and start from a crease and follow the exterior of the cookie and put a line on the outside of the whole thing so that way you can flood it with icing on the inside. Now that we have our bunny filled in, I want to tell you a couple of ways that we could do it. You could make a little cottontail here if you let this cookie dry. You could put a whole bunch of sprinkles there to make it a bunny. You can also put pink on the ears, but I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just going to put 2 eyes in my bunny and leave it all filled in white. Then I'm going to get other sprinkles and I'm going to give him like a little button down shirt. So I am going to grab the sprinkle pack and I'm going to look for 3 round sprinkles. You can do purple, you can do orange, you can do whatever you want. But what I'm going to put on my cookie is 3 round ones to kind of be like the buttons of the bunny's shirt. So now we're going to grab our other Easter egg, and I am going to do a simple Easter egg on this one, but remember, you can do whatever design that you want. I'm going to fill this Easter egg in all pink, and then I'm going to put polka dots on it. So the first thing you need to do is outline the outside of your egg, and then you're going to go and squeeze the bag a little bit harder in the middle, and you're going to fill in this egg all the way. Then we're going to grab our white icing and we're going to make dots in a straight line. This is how you try to make your dots as even as possible. Once I have my straight line, I'm going to go put dots on a second line, but in between 2 dots. Do you see me going back and forth? Right now it doesn't look as even because there's only 3 lines, but when I add that 4th line and I go in between the second set of dots, now it looks like a dotted pattern. And I'll lift this cookie up so that you can see it as well. But that's how you make a dotted pattern pretty easily. Start with a straight line and then go in between the other dots on the subsequent or the next rows. Now we're going to pull back down our carrot and we are going to fill in both of these carrots, but we're going to do them two different styles. So this first carrot, you want to grab your orange, and we are just going to outline this carrot all the way around. So I just do one section at a time, making sure that the lines connect, and I'm going to go all around this cookie. Now we're going to pull our other carrot down, and we're going to do this one a little bit differently. We are going to start from the corner, but I'm going to make an oval. So where there are the two indentions, I'm going to have a line across. And then you see I'm making separate sections of the carrot, kind of how we made separate sections at the top of the carrot. Once we're done making all of these sections, we're going to take our green and we're going to fill in the other two sections of the carrot top, because now our icing should have had time to dry on pieces of the carrot top, and so we should do the other ones now. Then we're going to grab our orange and we're going to do every other section of this carrot just like we did on the top. So just look at where I'm filling in the carrot top. Now look at where I'm filling in the carrot bottom. I'm starting from the second section. The reason I don't want to do the top is because I don't want the green and the orange to mix, and there's still some wet green on that carrot top. So we are going to put a little nose on our bunny. There's two ways to do this. You can make a heart nose, but I'm going to make an upside down triangle nose. So go ahead and grab that pink icing, and I'm going to make this upside down triangle on the nose, and then I'm going to fill it in. Now initially I did not put whiskers on this bunny, but if you want to put whiskers, you can put 3 lines on the outside, and I will show you how to do that later in this video. But for right now, we are going to put the upside down triangle nose. Now push those carrots up and pull that little bunny guy down. We are so close to being done with our cookies. So we are going to add a little nose on this guy too. I'm going to add some whiskers on him, which you don't have to do if you don't want to. And then I'm going to attempt to add a little bow tie. But remember, just do what you feel comfortable with. If you don't want to add all of these extras, you do not have to. The whiskers, I just made little lines. And the bow ties, I made 2 little triangles connecting. You can also ask your grown-up to help with this part if you want to add a bow tie. But remember, you do not have to add a bow tie. How I said we're going to add those whiskers on our bunny too. So let's bring that little bunny back down, and we'll put some whiskers on our bunny face as well. And look at this, you almost are done decorating all of your cookies. And the last thing we're going to do is bring that carrot back down, and we are going to fill in those 2 pieces. And look at that, our carrot now has dimension in 4 different sections. And you are finished. I'm so proud of all your hard work on this cookie class. Make sure that you share some cookies, and I can't wait to help you learn how to decorate your next set.